Jack Dempsey challenges heavyweight champion Jess Willard in one of the most savage confrontations since boxers began to wear gloves. Toledo, Ohio, 4th of July, 1919.
Jack Dempsey, a sensational young tiger with amazing speed and two murderous hands. Jess Willard, the biggest man to hold the title under Marquis of Queensberry rules. Jess has the muscles of a wrestler and the sheer power of a raging bull when his temper's aroused. He stands 6 feet 6 inches in height and weighs 240 pounds. His great arching chest measures 56 inches. Though half a foot taller and 50 pounds heavier than his rival, the tall pine of the Potawatomi is rated only a 5-4 favorite over the Manassas Mauler. The 70,000 spectators pack around the ring in the blistering sunshine. The championship belt of gold and silk is paraded for all to see, symbol of every heavyweight king from John L. to Willard himself. The referee, Ollie Ficord, calls Willard and Dempsey from their corners for instruction. Now you can see what a difference there is in their size. Though a great athlete, the bronze challenger seems almost puny next to the giant he's about to fight. They listen quietly, almost without interest, to a story they know by heart. Sweat beading shoulders and foreheads. The crowd waits tensely. Who'll win? Willard with his fine jab and smashing uppercut, or Dempsey with his speed and the best left hook of all time? Round 1 coming up. The timekeeper jerks his bell cord. Somehow it jams, and Willard doesn't hear the faint sound over the excited yelling. He pauses, looks around, puzzled, doubtful. Say, what's going on around here anyhow? Where's the bell? There it is. So the big fight begins, and Big Jess moves easily into action. The mahogany-hued Dempsey circles, moving in and out with cat-footed quickness. The champion wants to keep Jack at long range with his poking left jab, but Dempsey won't let him do it. He's never still for an instant, bobbing and weaving around. It looks like a test of speed against power, and Willard has no chance to get set against Dempsey's speed. At such a pace, there's a lot of missing and a lot of clinching. It's bound to be that way, but it's only a warm-up so far. Each is trying to figure out the other's defense, to open him up, nail him with a punch. The challenger crowds keeps on crowding. The instant he's in the open, he moves back again. His left whips in tirelessly and often. The blows miss or graze Willard. Dempsey hasn't the range yet. Jess holds whenever he can, but that's Jack's meat. Nobody's strong enough to tie him up for long, and trying to hit him is like trying to hit a sunbeam that moves away. Dempsey's hands are in motion all the time. Willard tries to block with gloves and forearms and elbows, but he's compelled constantly to retreat. What else can he do against the endlessly moving little man? And when you're going away, you can't do much damage yourself. A champion is supposed to make the fight, but try as he will, it's far beyond Big Jess. But he hasn't been hurt yet. For all the charging, for all the blows, the tall pine has suffered no injury. He's clever, knows how to handle himself, and in spite of his great size, he moves around quickly and gracefully. No, the little man won't get him. They maneuver around the side of the ring. Now watch. There's that big left, and Willard's down. Up. Sure he's up. Dempsey hurt him along the rope, beating away with both hands. There's that back again, and Willard's on the floor for the second time. The champion's dazed, groggy, but he's game. He's up again. The fist drumming on him. And down he goes. Falls along the floor like a wounded animal, crouching with his back half turned as he arises. The mauler overwhelms him with a hysterical burst of fury that sends him to the floor for the 4th time. Dempsey stands over the stricken man, his fist cracked. The instant Willard knees are off the floor, Jack at him again. Jess is wide open. He has absolutely no defense. And he hits the deck again. Courage, just plain courage, instinct, whatever it is, brings him blind and staggering up to his feet. Willard reels around the ring, powerless, with Dempsey pumping rights and lefts into him. Clear across the opposite corner, and there he's taking it again. How can the man stand it? And there he falls, his gloved hand feeling for the rope, trying to hold himself up. Then, painfully, he drags his racked body to a half-erect position. But a right smashes into his side. Other rights crash to the head, and Willard collapses into a sitting position, dazed and helpless, after the most murderous beating a man ever took in the ring. And there's the bell. But no one hears it. Dempsey turns away. He seems doubtful, puzzled. Turns and others rush jubilantly into the rope square. It's all over. The quickest heavyweight knockout on record. Jack hurries out of the ring to avoid the crowd. But the timekeeper and referee Ollie Picord are yelling that it's not over. The bell had sounded before Big Jess was counted out. Where is the challenger anyway? Willard's chief second, Walter Monahan, and the other handlers have leaped into the ring to bring their man too. The champion seems helpless, but technically the fight is still on. Doc Kearns rushes to the rope. Jack, hey Dempsey, come back, come back. Run two and the bell sounds again. Amazingly enough, Willard rises for the second round. Beaten as no man ever has been, he advances into Dempsey's raging fist. He jabs as though any jab could keep that tiger away from him. With all his wearied, broken body, Jess does his best to keep going. Why? It's no use, he hasn't a chance, but there's the tradition of all champions behind him. He has to fight even when he has nothing left to fight with. Jess may not have been a great champion, but no braver man ever laced on a pair of gloves. If he quit under punishment, no one would blame him. It's courage, nothing but magnificent courage that's holding him on his feet. No matter what he does, he can't get away from that tiger who's stalking him. His arms and legs are heavy with exhaustion. Salt sweat burns the gashes Dempsey's fists have opened. When Jack bores in and hits him, drives him around the ring, he can't muster enough strength for a dangerous punch in return. The seconds and minutes are ticking by faster and faster. There isn't much time left in the round. If he's to get his KO before the bell rings, he'll have to do it in a hurry. But Willard's only thought is to protect himself, and weak and tired as he is, it's no sense to get him set for the finishing punch, even when he's driven helplessly back against the rope. He wobbles about and clinches, does his best to save himself from his relentless foe. There are only a few seconds remaining now. No chance for a finishing blow. It's too late. Mahler spins the champion around out there in the center of the ring. But there's the bell, and referee Picord sends his men to the corner.
Back in just a moment.
Round three, and at the start of the third, there's no easing up in Dempsey's attack. His left hook still thunders. In the clinches, Willard is no longer strong enough to make even a pretense of blocking the uppercuts that shake and hurt him. Still, the clinches are the only sanctuary left him. Out in mid-ring, he's helpless. He's lost all coordination between brain and hand. His efforts are pitiful. He was big and good-looking and smiling when he came into the ring. Now he's a lurching, tottering wreck of a man. Dempsey beats at him, in the body, shifting his attack for a moment from that pitiful face. A new champion's being born here, born in the torrid heat among the yells of 70,000 spectators, born in blood and effort and pain. It's bad for Willard, taking the hammer blows of the ring's greatest puncher, but it's no picnic for the man who's winning either. His lungs strain, his heart beats in his throat, his arms are like lead, but still he carries on that deadly attack. He pours leather at the giant who should have gone down long ago, who would have gone down, but for the heart of a lion and the endurance of a buffalo. Even the spectators are beginning to flinch at the sight. This is no fight, it's a slaughter, a massacre. Big Jess has no more chance than a babe in arms. Look at the heavyweight champion of the world. His face is pounded almost to a pulp. His tired, dazed eyes peer through a mask of blood. It's dripped down over his body, stained his trunk, spotted his legs. Even Dempsey's smeared with the sanguinary fluid. Each time the Mauler goes into the clinch, he gets more of it. Why doesn't the referee stop it? Why? But Ollie Picord comes from the old school. There's only one way for a champion to finish, they say, and that's on his back. But the bloody, half-blinded Willard won't go down, not even when the tiring Dempsey's blows stagger and hurt him more and more. And again the seconds are running out. The round's nearly over. And the impossible has happened again. Big Jess has lasted through this another murderous round with this roaring Dempsey. Now coming up to round four, but Willard can't come out for the fourth round. His nose and cheekbone are fractured, ribs broken, half a dozen teeth knocked out, and he's hardly strength enough to rise and shake hands with his conqueror. In this most unusual of fights, an idol has been born. Dempsey the Mauler. Unusual, every second of it. The bell failed to sound clearly at the start. The champion was knocked down 7 times in the first round. The challenger left the ring and had to be called back. Willard lost his title while sitting in his corner. Every minute is crammed with drama, as the ring is now with yelling, excited men. Dempsey's in everyone's minds and hearts. Dempsey the killer, Dempsey the champion. They'll see him in action for 8 flaming years to come.
Jack Dempsey defends his title against good-looking French war hero Georges Carpentier. in the first ever contest with gate receipts of over $1 million. Jersey City, 2nd of July, 1921.
Scheduled for 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. Champion Jack Dempsey, challenger George Carpentier. Dempsey the bigger of the two and the heavier. Dempsey 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing 188 pounds. Carpentier 5'11 and a half, weighing 172. The attendance was 90,000 and the receipts $1,789,238. The attendance was the greatest crowd ever assembled for a boxing match and the largest crowd ever assembled in America for any sporting event. Jack Dempsey advancing on George Carpentier, or Carpentier if you prefer the French pronunciation. This was the first World Championship bout ever broadcast over the radio. Major Andrew White was at the microphone. The referee is Harry Ertel. Remarkable close-up films of the Battle of the Century, pitting the savage fighting tiger Dempsey against the popular European heavyweight champion Carpentier in the greatest international prize fight since the Heenan-Sayers affair held way back in 1860. Jack Dempsey, the Manasseh Mauler, 26 years of age. George Carpentier, 27 years old. Carpentier managed by Francois Descamps. Dempsey managed by Jack Kearns. Carpentier with the stripe down the side of his trunks, now on the left, and Dempsey advancing from the right. Carpentier is dead game. Very good boxer. A solid right-hand punch. Dempsey stalking him. Carpentier is the idol of France, known as the Orchid Man. Started fighting in 1907 and has campaigned in every division from flyweight up to heavyweight. That's the end of a good first round. In June of 1913, Carpentier won the European Heavyweight Championship, stopping the Britisher Bombardier Billy Wells in 4 rounds at Belgium. Fighting his first bout in America on October 12, 1920, he stopped battling Levinsky in 4 rounds to win the World Light Heavyweight Championship at Jersey City. This one of the classic fights of all time. Since he won the title, Dempsey successfully defended the title twice, knocking out Billy Miskey in 3 rounds at Benton Harbor, Michigan on September 6, 1920, and KOing Billy Brennan in 12 rounds in New York on December 14, 1920. Dempsey, the bigger, the stronger of the two, the heavier hitter. Carpentier, much faster, very clever boxer, and a good puncher. This is round 2 of the scheduled 15-rounder for the heavyweight championship of the world. Again, these wonderful close-ups of Carpentier and Dempsey. Dempsey with that familiar bobbing and weaving style, looking to get in close. Carpentier trying to fight at long range. Carpentier has a bloody nose. He's tough and quick, is George Carpentier. Dempsey concentrating on the butt. This is round 3 at Boyle's 30 Acres, Jersey City, New Jersey, July 2nd, 1921, for the heavyweight championship of the world. More than 90,000 on hand for the first $1 million gate in boxing history. Dempsey, according to the record, has had 66 professional fights, scoring 45 knockouts, winning 6 decisions, drawing in 5, winning 1 on a foul. Carpentier has had 93 professional bouts. He scored 44 KOs. He won 30 decisions and drew 4 times. Dempsey is a great body puncher and infighter. He has a terrific left-hand punch. Here he is trying to close in on George Carpentier. Carpentier has a sneaky fast right hand. Dempsey developed naturally as a fighter with no early training in the rudiments of the sport. It was in the mining and construction camps and saloons that he first gained the opportunity to display his prowess with his fists. He started the fight around Colorado in 1914, was known in those days as Kid Blackie. He was rated as just a rough, tough kid. But here he is, the champion of the world, fighting the Orchid Man of France, George Carpentier. Carpentier always looking for boxing room. Has that good right hand by Carpentier, and lefts and rights to the body as he backs Dempsey against the ropes. Dempsey still advancing on George Carpentier. Carpentier fighting back. Harry Ertl, the referee, separates them. Carpentier's face is pretty well battered now. Dempsey is unmarked. That's the end of the 3rd round. This is the fateful 4th round. Carpentier almost went through the ropes trying to get away from Dempsey. Again, he ducks away, does Carpentier. Dempsey is wearing down Carpentier. Dempsey stolidly advancing. Ferocious. Terribly strong. Carpentier now beginning to show signs of weariness. That terrific body attack by Dempsey is beginning to take effect. Ripping right hands by Carpentier, but Dempsey is not slow. Another ripping right hand, grazing Dempsey's chin. Dempsey keeps coming on. Carpentier trying to hold Dempsey. And finally they're separated. Carpentier looks weak-kneed now. Throwing that right-hand punch with everything he's got. Carpentier may be hurt. He's holding on. again almost losing his feet as he threw that right-hand punch. And again. Carpentier is battered. Dempsey advancing. Carpentier is in trouble. Dempsey still belting away to the stomach. And down goes Carpentier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's up just in time. And Dempsey goes after him, and down he is again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's trying to get up. 8, 9, 10, and out. And Jack Dempsey remains heavyweight champion of the world.
Dempsey's next title defense is against Tommy Gibbons in a poorly attended match that brought financial ruin to the town that staged the fight, Shelby, Montana. 4th of July, 1923.
An utter shock to any promoter, those many thousands of empty seats surrounding the ring. Dempsey and Gibbons get their final instructions from the referee as the crowd eagerly waits for the title fight to begin. Gibbons tests the traction in the center of the ring. A fine boxer like Tommy wants that canvas to be extremely taut. Now, just moments away from the start of round 1. Both fighters touch gloves as this World Heavyweight Championship fight gets underway. Gibbons ties Dempsey up immediately. Tom knows Dempsey's style of steamrolling his opponents in the first 2 minutes of round 1. No secret that Jack Dempsey's interpretation of a good performance is the fight he ends prior to round 2. As the referee breaks the clinch, Dempsey lands 3 crisp left hooks to the body. The same left hooks that fractured 3 ribs of heavyweight champion Jess Willard 4 years ago, when Dempsey won the heavyweight championship in Toledo, Ohio. Dempsey is putting tremendous pressure on Gibbons here in round 1. Jack's trying viciously to get in the big punch to end it, as he's done so many times in the past 6 years. In rounds 2 and 3, Dempsey relentlessly pursued Gibbons all over the ring, but Tommy slipped and ducked the champion's big guns, using all of the brilliant defensive tactics which have made him one of the most respected boxers of the era. Dempsey in white, Gibbons in black. Tommy turned pro in 1911, 12 years ago. He's had 92 fights, losing only 2 decisions during his entire professional career. Gibbons, never knocked off his feet, is widely regarded as the finest boxer in the heavyweight division. The end of round 4. Gibbons has effectively neutralized Dempsey's attempt to get him out of there with 1 big punch. But Tommy has a long way to go. Gibbons took round 6 from the champion. Tommy landed effectively while continuing to be an elusive target to the champion's left-hand bomb. Dempsey throws two vicious left-right combinations at Gibbons. Jack isn't accustomed to seeing his opponent still standing after taking any one of those particular blasts. Dempsey wants this to be lucky round 7. He's putting constant pressure on the challenger, and Tommy tries desperately to tie up the champion and then get away. The champion in white. Watch Jack attack again with more bone-crushing punches. The referee tries to separate the two men, but he's having his problems. Dempsey jumps in with a blistering right hand to the head, and Gibbons finds himself halfway out of the ring. Round 7 comes to an end with Gibbons surprising everyone with his brilliant defense. Rounds 8, 9, and 10 were all Dempsey. Gibbons effectively tied up the champion periodically, but it's Jack who lands all the effective punches. Challenger Gibbons in the dark trunks. There were hundreds of little towns like Shelby, Montana in 1923, but it took the courageous businessmen of Shelby to offer the champion the unheard-of guarantee of $300,000 to defend his title in their little oil town. Their purpose was to put Shelby, Montana on the map. They succeeded, but unfortunately, the exorbitant guarantee practically bankrupted the town after the fight was over. Round 11 has been another session with Gibbons effectively boxing and tying up the champion. Here at the end of the round, Tommy is still in there, but he's way behind on points. Rounds 12, 13, and 14 were all Dempsey's. Jack continues to press Gibbons all over the ring, but couldn't land that one big punch to take Tommy out. The fighters touch gloves for the 15th and final round. Just 3 more minutes and Gibbons will have gone the distance, achieving the distinction of being the first challenger to carry Dempsey to the 15-round limit. Jack continues to try for a knockout. It appears the master boxer is going to do it. This is Tommy's 103rd fight, and he's yet to be knocked off his feet. He's given away 15 pounds to the dynamite-punching Jack Dempsey, which very few boxing experts believed he could do. Tommy holds on now. Less than a minute to go, and he's determined to hang in there. The fighters will momentarily be completely lost to our cameraman, who can't follow the action to the extreme left corner. But if you look closely, you can see the shadows of the fighters on the canvas. It's all over. The referee raises the hand of Jack Dempsey, awarding the champion a 15-round decision. Just 20 minutes later, Jack Dempsey and his manager Jack "Doc" Kearns were on a train leaving town after grabbing the last $56,000 left in the till. So on July 4th, 1923, the far-sighted businessmen of Shelby, Montana made their indelible impression on boxing history, but not without paying a tremendous price.
Jack Dempsey defends his title for the 5th time when he meets the wild bull of the Pampas, Luis Angel Firpo, in one of the most dramatic ring battles ever seen. New York, the 14th of September, 1923.
Firpo displays the powerful arms that have brought disaster to a long list of victims. With those weapons, Luis Angel Firpo has clubbed his way past fighter after fighter. Firpo knows that Dempsey can throw a punch so fast you can't even see it coming. So he puts in a lot of work on the small punching bag to increase his own punching speed, knowing that he's got to hit faster than Dempsey. And here at his training camp in White Sulphur Springs, the Manassas Mauler, champion Jack Dempsey, goes through strenuous training. He knows that Firpo has tremendous strength and power, that one good punch from the wild bull of the Pampas could flatten him. He's taking Firpo more seriously than any opponent since he won the championship. Jack works on the heavy bag to increase his punching power. Here's an excellent close-up of Dempsey, showing the grim seriousness on his face. Jack knows he's in the toughest fight of his career. The champion spars with the middleweight to sharpen the speed and accuracy of his punching. The fabulous promoter Tex Rickard. He made the fight game a $1 million business, and he's got another $1 million gig for this one. New York's Polo Grounds, September 14th, 1923, the afternoon of the fight. The musicians, lucky guys, not only get good seats, but also get paid for their time. The boys up in the bleachers come early and are rewarded with seats, while outside thousands jam the streets bitterly disappointed. Among the reporters at ringside is everybody who is anybody, the greatest names in the business, from all over the world. The fateful moment has arrived, and here they are in the ring. Firpo, the wild bull of the Pampas, in his corner. Jack Dempsey, the popular champion, brings a roar from the crowd. Both are calm, each confident he will come out the winner. Joe Humphreys, one of the greatest ring announcers of all time. He won't use the loudspeaker system. He says, "That's for sissies." He introduces Jack Dempsey. Now Firpo is introduced to this huge crowd of 86,000 excited fight fans. The instructions by the referee. Everyone is tense with excitement. Round one. Dempsey doesn't wait to start swinging. He's in there to make it short. Dempsey in the white trunks. Firpo in the black. Firpo's down. It was a lightning fast right to the body. He takes a 3 count. Firpo hanging on. Dempsey's speed is too much for him. Firpo's down again. Up without a count. Dempsey knocks him down a 3rd time. Firpo takes a 1 count. 3 knockdowns by Dempsey in the first round, not even half over. Firpo down a 4th time. The crowd going wild. Looks like it's all over. Up at 9 and down again, the 5th time. But he won't stay down. Firpo like a wild bull, enraged by pain. Dempsey's right cross drops Firpo again, the 6th time. Down again for the 7th time in this first round. Dempsey can't put him away for keeps. They call Firpo a wild bull, and he really is. A terrific right by Firpo, and Dempsey goes flying out of the ring. The referee's amazed, almost forgets to count, but Dempsey comes back into the ring. He got back just in time, just before the count of 10. Jack can't take any chances now. Another of those terrific rights by Firpo, and it might be curtains for Dempsey. The end of round one, the most amazing round in American ring history. Now let's take a better look at Dempsey being knocked out of the ring. The picture is stopped to show you the right that did it. There he goes, into the laps of the reporters. There's a terrific controversy at ringside over whether Dempsey comes back under his own power or is lifted back by the reporters. This is one of the historic moments in all ring history. Firpo now desperately trying for a knockout, but Dempsey weathers the storm. Round two. Dempsey in the white trunks. Dempsey isn't taking any more chances on Firpo's wild swings. Jack's manager, Doc Kearns, told him to end it fast. Firpo's down again. It was a left hook to the body, a right to the jaw, fast as lightning. Up at 4, but this time he's badly hurt. Firpo down again, the 9th time. A blasting left hook to the chin, a right cross on the button, Dempsey's favorite combination. Firpo trying desperately to get up, but this time he can't make it. It's all over. It was a short fight, but never was there one packed with so much action. Now here's the knockout in slow motion. That wild right by Firpo could have knocked Jack Dempsey out. Now Firpo hangs on for dear life. Even the referee can't break it up. Dempsey can't pry himself loose. This Firpo is the strongest man Jack has ever met. Jack finally forces his left arm free, crosses a smashing right to the jaw. The picture stopped so that you can see the punch just before it lands. Firpo is down. Flat on his back, the wild bull doesn't even hear the start of the referee's count. Yes, the big fight is over. And Jack Dempsey proves to all the world that the rougher the going, the tougher he is. In Argentina, news of Firpo's defeat quickly spreads to the huge crowds waiting in the streets. And the people hear the news with tears streaming down their faces. It's a national calamity. But the great crowd here in the Polo Grounds is wild with joy at Dempsey's victory. And so Jack Dempsey still wears his world heavyweight crown, gloriously defended, for in all the history of ring warfare, there never was such a battle. These two men fought almost like wild animals in one of the most amazing fights that man has ever seen. And Jack Dempsey is hailed as the greatest champion of all time.